other issues with accepting
Sure,
your
yeah.
input.
You gotta check for all that.
Particularly files. Files can be nasty. But pretty easy to upload a file. Hopefully everybody followed that example, because we're going to use it later today. Any questions about that?
Nope, awesome.
Okay. Oh, does everybody understand what I did here?
Line 15. Listen, serve. Instead of using default serve mugs, you just gave it a handler right there.
So I transformed the function into handler func, and handler func is a handler, so that way I can use it directly. I just want to reiterate the pattern here. But you don't have to do that. You can use http.handle if you don't want to do this, but I just wanted to show you that the other way. Okay. So I'll start this, and then we'll finish it after lunch. Cookies session and context. Everybody know what a cookie is?
Just one sec. Zoe, did you start a new video on that one?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. Peanut butter, chocolate.
That's right. Cookies. Just in time for lunch. So a cookie is a small bit of data that we can associate with a user. And every time they come back to our site, that cookie is persistent. It stays between visits to the site. And so cookies are a tool for us that we can use to know if we've seen the same person before, which makes it possible for us to implement things like logins. So if I log into a website, what that does is I submit a form, it writes a cookie. The next time you go to a page on that site, that cookie's sent along with the request, and so you can know that person was logged in. And that's how logins are implemented, is via cookies. There are other ways to do this, but cookie is the most common way to do it. And since we're not in Europe, I think we can use cookies and don't have to care. I guess in Europe they ban cookies or something.
Really?
Stupid.
You have to give a notice, I think.
Yeah, they have to approve the use of cookies. So most sites on the internet use cookies. In fact,
They're macaroons in France, aren't they?
Most sites use them, and we can see them in our browser under the Resources tab. No, I don't want to help improve Google Docs. You go to Frames. Wow, there's a lot of frames on this.
Cookies in the bottom.
Oh, there you are, yeah.
But it should be in a cookie jar.
You joke, but let me show you. I think you'll appreciate that. A cookie jar holds cookies. But if you look, you can see all the cookies, right? And so Google's setting a bunch of cookies on the page. And so, I actually don't know if this is safe to show a video, but whatever. You have your session IDs and stuff, and so you can see all the cookies that are associated. And what happens is every time I go to this page, those cookies are sent along with my request to the server. And so the server can use this information to know who I was, right? So maybe if we see an example, it'll make more sense.
How do you make your cookies?
That's what we're going to see how to do.
What would you, like, just the only thing you know about cookies is, like, versus cache, when we talk about cache and cookies, like, how do they work differently?
Yeah, cookie's kind of like a cache. It's a cache in the browser. And let me just show you, it'll make more sense, I think. So there's this HTTP method called setCookie. Okay, so it's a function, you give it the response writer and a cookie, and it will add it as a setCookie header to the provided response writer's headers. So a cookie is a header. Okay, it's a special header that the browser knows, oh, save this, and the next time I come back to the page, send it back. Okay. So we can, let me create another one, we'll call it cookie example. I don't know how to spell that. And then the cookie example, I have no idea why they're called cookies. I'm sure there's a reason, but and so we create our main Go package main Handle func and then slash and then let me just copy it from the other one. So that's just going to take too long to type. Okay, so instead of doing all this stuff, what we're going to do is say http.setCookie and give it the response, and notice it takes a star cookie. So how do we make a cookie? We say $http.cookie, and it has all these things. We'll look in a little more detail at some of these mean, but we'll just give it a name and a value for now. So I'll say is my dash cookie, and the value is anything you want it to be, and so we'll just call it some value. And that should write the cookie. So let's see if that works. Cover bio util. Format. Okay. So now if we go over here, didn't print anything because I didn't print anything, but we should now have a cookie. My cookie, some value. So it's set the cookie. So how do we get the cookie?
Can I ask a question, or?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your thinking behind using the ampersand, putting in the address there?
Oh, it requires a
pointer
pointer to a cookie. Not just a
Required
cookie.
pointer, so, okay. So you gave it the address where that was made. Got it.
So to get the cookie, colon equal. So we do it this way. So error request dot cookie and give it the name, my cookie. So let's print that out and see what we get. Okay. Notice I got my cookie, some value. Why did I get that? Because that's what I had saved to previously. Now if I delete this cookie and refresh, I get nothing then an error, name cookie not present. Because I cleared the cookie, so it didn't exist anymore. If I refresh the page, what am I going to see? I'm going to see the cookie because I set it. So the next request got it. And so if I change it in here, which you can do, you should be able to. It's not letting me edit it. There is a way to do that, but apparently you can't do it in here. You can do it in JavaScript, but it would come through here, right? So if I changed it here, you could change it. But the point is that it's a special header that comes through the request, right? Maybe it'll show it in the network here. Cookie. See this cookie header? So that ends up sort of like being anything I did with set cookie ends up in here. So we can use that to track session between visits to the page. Okay? Any questions about cookies?
This is basically a way of getting around, for instance, when you have Yahoo or something, if you're logged in, they know that you're logged in. But if it's a regular website and they want to know who is in there, that's a way around it.
Yeah. So HTTP is stateless in its default mode. It doesn't track state. Every time you visit a page, it's like a completely new page. And so it's stateless, and that is actually an advantage. It makes HTTP very powerful. But sometimes we do want state, and cookies allow us to have state. So the state would be in the cookie. So we'll see how to use them after lunch some more.
You can set the cookies so that each time you open the page, it adds a number or something.
Yeah, pretty much every page you go to on the internet has cookies because they use it for tracking, and that's